When you put your trust in the universe and you stay believing in that, you stay embodying the energy of that person, you stay trusting, regardless of what you're experiencing out there. Because all of that, all of it, when it's not what you envision, what you want, is not reality. And place your focus on the good. Because I bet you that 100% of your day is not negative. It's not what the senses don't want to experience. There's some good stuff there. And what will come true, what will shift for you, is what you choose to place your energy and importance on. And that will start to change your synaptic patterns in the way your mind is working your body, to being more in alignment with the highest you, the highest version of you. But when you stay stuck in analyzing and forcing and manipulating the outer world, that's where you get held up on this journey to success. You end up at a standstill. I'll give you guys a bit of a success story here about this changing of this energy, my teachings. A lot of what I've been doing here for the past 7 months, 6 or 7 months, I've been doing this. Most of you know I've been a truck driver, and I've been working my way up to becoming a personal trainer full-time, a full-time YouTuber on here with a monetized channel, and doing my mindset coaching, which is accessible on my Instagram account. And if you haven't followed that yet, feel free to look me up and give that a follow. But here's the story. Just in the past week, a lot has changed. As you may have noticed, I haven't been making a video every single day. It's because there's a whole lot that went down in my life just in this past week. And I'll give you the old story where I wasn't achieving the results I envisioned, but then I was trying to place my mind importance on it and trying to do the best I could to make it come to life. When really for a full year, I had to change my energy to being this. When I started this self-help work, this mindset work of not being the old victim, of not being that person that lived in those low states, that dealt with those relationships. Everything that I've probably made a video on, not probably, everything that I've made a video on is something I experienced. I have hands-on experience with my teachings. And why I have a good grasp and a good outlook on it is because I shifted. I did the inner work on it. And I chose to focus my energy on the new me. And I came up with a vision in my mind. And then I started to take action on that vision with my new energy. The person you see here today is not the person I was back in January 2024 or even into 2023, before I had quit alcohol for good. So I started to envision, okay, I could be a successful entrepreneur, a successful business owner. And I have two. I have this mindset coaching with the YouTube stuff I do for personal development, self-help, mindset coaching. And I do fitness coaching at the gym and online. I train people online and I train people in person. That's me doing something I love. You can probably tell when I speak about it, I'm very uplifted, my most confident self. This is what I love to do. I love to work on my own body. I love to eat a very good, nutritious, balanced diet throughout the year. It helps me maintain a good physique, and now I am teaching men and women how to do the same. I am teaching my audience on YouTube how to be able to shift their lives by changing their energy connected with their heart center, the way they think around life, around all of those bad moments, and being able to transcend the current self that may be stuck. and you may be wanting different things to come in the form of manifesting. You may be trying to achieve just better self-worth, feeling inadequate to everything that you envision, inadequate to relationships, you know what I mean? We want to make ourselves adequate, equal. And when you become an equal being, the way to do that is to change your mind and body. And how you do that? You do it with meditating. When you meditate in the morning as becoming this new version of you, you will enter states that you just can't enter when you're in beta mode, when you're awake. Because when you're in those theta and alpha brain states where the brain waves are moving a lot slower, that is where you are opening the door up to your subconscious. And when you open the door up to your subconscious, whether it's first thing in the morning or prior to going to sleep, that is where you can change the way that your subconscious mind controls your body in accordance to all of the past failures. And when you change those past failures to your subconscious mind having records of you and your success, with your success mechanism activated, the empowered version of you that has the tools to do it, to attract it, to be it. You don't attract into your life what you want and desire in an unhealthy way. You attract and manifest into your life what is equal to your state of being. And that is your I am, powered by God, the I am. That is given to you by the kingdom of heaven. And when you empower yourself like that with those feelings, and you're feeling into your heart center, you meditate connected with God or whatever you believe in. You see visions of the highest version of yourself. You cannot be stopped when you enter this state. And the more that you practice this meditation every day, this type of state you embody, this will be your regular state, your natural state. You know how me and a lot of other YouTubers in this niche will speak of this state being your natural state when you were born. It was to be loving. It was to love your life, have fun, be in the flow. Like when I play music, I am in flow. I'm not thinking, what am I doing when I'm playing drums here to entertain people? I know these parts. These are all subconsciously stored. Same can be done when you're in the flow, doing whatever your talent is. When you're in the flow, making a video, speaking like this. When you're in the flow, whatever your talent is, you guys have many talents. There's a lot of my subs on the channel here that were drawn to my material because some of them have musical talent. That's great. But I'm here to connect that with your spirituality for you to enter a new dimension. And what you can't see in the fourth dimension becomes you living in a line of time that is able to shift what you are experiencing here in the three-dimensional world. And what you can't see yet, that it could be the abundance, the money, the winning of that money, the upgrade at your work. And you do not get these things by going up to your boss, forcing, manipulating the outer world, and just quitting. You don't need to do that. It would be much better if a circumstance happened where it was like, the last straw and it made you want to quit. But if you're working something that's working good, you like that career, it is comfortable, but you want something better. You don't force your boss to give you what's next. You need to change your energy to becoming the person that is the what's next. And I'm about to tell you how that works. About a year ago, when I got into Joe Dispenza's work, I needed to break the habit of being my old self and become the new self. And when I became the new self, I started getting into spirituality, studying a lot of self-help books, informing my mind with all of this, all of the teachings from great spiritual teachers. The more that I got into those works, the more that I got advanced with my teachings on the channel. And then I discovered guys like Neville Goddard, and then I went into work with the Letting Go book by David Hawkins, another great one. And I eventually just came to a state of just being myself, not needing to watch some of the YouTubers that inspired me to become this. I still love those people. I don't not watch their content. It's just the more I watch other people's content, the more that their ideas are being leaked into me. And then I like a lot of what I'm watching, and then I'm taking on what they're teaching. And I like to have my own outlook on it. The less I watch others, but still support and love them. And I mean, I'm not avoiding all the YouTubers here. If I see something very inspiring, or like a Tony Robbins, like I watched a Tony Robbins free seminar or whatever. This is before he's going to put on the Awaken the Giant Within. And just that, shifting your energy, moving your body. He talks a lot about changing the state. He's not so much on a spiritual level as the other stuff I've been studying, but his stuff about changing your energy, that stuff works. Because when you change your state, what to take the course of action on comes naturally. And it can be also related to the success mechanism, which was learnt and explained very good in the book Psycho-Cybernetics. That one was an excellent book. But let's go back to that story. I shifted and got into Joe Dispenza's work, got into meditating. I started to meditate every day. I started to envision myself being someone who is not a long-haul truck driver anymore. So, okay, how am I going to do that? Well, you have to picture yourself. Who would I be? How would I feel? How would I act? And how would I interact with people every day? How would I use the cell phone? Would I be on social media all day looking for validation? Would I still be consumed by all of the past failures? The being made felt inadequate by women, making me feel unattractive. And I had to change all that completely to becoming confident, knowing who I am, the willingness to teach, the finding the love for what I do on here. And then also, I had to find a love for what is next. And I pictured myself having an office position. And I know many of you may watch this and be like, is that really an upgrade, moving from the truck into the office? And why would you want that? Stay with me here. Why would I want that? Is because I worked with this company for 12 years. I drove the long haul truck, right? Didn't have much of a home life because I was making those rounds in the truck. And at the beginning, I was doing 5-6 days a week to work my way up the ladder. I finally got a comfortable run these past few years where I was working 4 days on the road, and I'd only get about 2.5 days at home with my family here on the weekend, trying to do all this stuff. Do you wonder why some of my videos were dark? Well, you're not going to see those anymore because I've got the promotion. I'm not driving that truck anymore. This was my last week, actually. I'm starting on Monday morning as the safety and HR representative for the company. So let me tell you, let's go back a bit, and I'm going to explain to you how this happened. I started to change my energy in envisioning myself working in the office. So with the power of imagination, even before I started studying Neville's work, Well, there was some of that taught to me by Joe Dispenza. And this is envisioning what you would do, act, think, and feel, and events throughout your day, right? With this uplifted state, my state of consciousness then became equal with the desired event. And I started even right down to, I love to work out, you guys know. So let's say I'm working out from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on myself or a client. And what I started to envision myself is jumping in my Dodge Ram, going to the McDonald's next door to get myself a large black coffee. And I envisioned myself, even down to how it felt to have that hot coffee in my hands, the smell of that coffee, putting it in my cup holder, and then driving the 5 minutes to my office, which is not far from the gym I work at and that coffee shop. And then me pulling into the office with my Dodge Ram right up to the office window and door where I'm going to be parking my truck every morning. I started to envision that every day. And then getting out of my truck, going into the office, and then in the exact room, the exact office, which is my office and computer, I envisioned myself coming in, putting my large McDonald's coffee on the desk, sitting down, and then starting to read over my list of my tasks for that day. But here's the weird thing. I was envisioning being a dispatcher. And with these large trucking companies, of tractor trailer companies that haul freight, food, my type of company is a refrigerated unit type of industry. So I envisioned myself taking over for the dispatcher. And what I was doing is I was envisioning him retiring. And when he would retire, then it would be my turn to get into the office. This is how the universe works in funny ways. For the past maybe 10, 11 months, I changed my energy to being that guy who was at the office every day, even though I was in that truck. And then I became a YouTuber. I changed my energy to being a full-time YouTuber and a personal trainer at my gym. And what did I do? I naturally found time to enroll in the ISSA personal training program and got that. And I got it while I had time doing long haul trucking because I could sit down on my laptop at night when I'm not driving and actually study the fitness program. And it took me about 3 months. I got that. Changed my energy to the owner at the gym. We didn't have like the greatest rapport or relationship. But I pitched it to her. I said, I've got my training program. And I envisioned myself and her accepting me and her wanting me to train there. And at the beginning, she was like, well, I've got my trainers. Maybe I could use you as a fill-in or whatever, kind of like neutral behavior, but she didn't want to commit to me. She wasn't sure, right? And then when I had the program and I was done and I was looking to start to get with that gym full time, and I had changed my energy for weeks leading up to this, she wanted me to do a couple of group classes, which it's not exactly what I wanted to do, but I didn't reject it because it was my way into the door. And everything just naturally worked its way out because of my trust, my energy, and my belief in her wanting me there as a one-on-one coach as well. And what that did is, it's funny how the universe works when you change your energy like this. The person who was doing the Saturday and Monday group class had a family member that was ill, so she could not fulfill those obligations anymore, and that opportunity presented itself to me. So she was like, okay, this guy's asking for work and I really need him. Maybe she didn't really want to commit to me fully at the time, but she needed me anyway. So what happened is I ended up doing those group classes, And then I ended up getting one-on-one clients after it because of her trust in me, because of our rapport that was built, because of the good relationship I have with the whole fitness community at that gym. I'm well known now. But that didn't just happen on day one when I had my course. I had to believe in that. I had to change my energy to how would the successful Dale come into this gym every day? And how would I find work? How would I get clients? I just became it. I walked around there with confidence, like I already have 10 clients. I'm already making the amount of money I want to live comfortably and be at home every day. And I could possibly do this office job on the side, right? And this YouTube channel too. See, I've got a lot of things going on, but it's a good type of busy because all of these things I got going on, it's stuff I love to do. And that's why I'm out here applying myself as often as I can. But what happened after that, I got settled in with the gym since probably October, November. Now we're in March 2025. So just look how much that shifted from the summertime to her saying, well, I've already got my trainers. I'm not really sure. To them loving having me there and me having clients who trust in me and my energy. And you know why? It doesn't even have to do with the papers and the documents and my certification. It has to do with them trusting me, my energy. My energy is that of a successful personal trainer. And I'm not lying to myself when I say that. And I'm teaching you how to talk to yourself. Because when your self-talk gets better, what is going to need to conform to what you believe to be true is everything on your outer world, which is just a reflection of who you are being. And when the law of your assumption is that it's already done, the person I want to be is done, everything in the outer world, the universe will rework it to be in accordance with your new energy. So let's go back to that office story I didn't finish with the dispatching. So I really got into the Neville stuff, and then I started meditating like him, right? Leading up to that, I was into a lot of the letting go stuff, the Joe Dispenza, how he taught me to meditate through that Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself book. But then I just around Christmas time, and when I got into Neville's work, and then really believing the state of consciousness and heaven from above, which I was always a Catholic person. I don't frequently go to church or anything, but I do believe in God. I don't dislike God or the universe or anything like that. I love everything. I love everyone. In this state, you believe everything that you want is your truth. And when you want to believe that God has your back, God will have your back. You want to believe that success is true for you, success will become true for you. But you need to overlook the not believing it and continue in it with persistence. Do some of you remember when I only had 10 subs when I first started? And I was out in the gazebo in my tank top. Didn't have much confidence then. But I was inspired by other YouTubers I saw. When they first started, they just started doing it every day. That's persistence. And it led me to who I am now, right? Confident, don't care where I go. Come up with a video topic and just go off the top of my head. I don't need these to be structured. I come up with the structure as I go. But going back to the dispatching job, right? Around Christmas time and me getting into the Neville imagination, laying on my back before going to sleep at night and then drifting into sleep in that state of consciousness of being a guy who works in the office. So I come back from my last trip at Christmas time before I go on Christmas break, and I get a text from my boss because in some of my meditations, I would envision getting a text from him and then him saying, I need to talk to you. And what that talk was going to be was him presenting the dispatching job, and this was my ticket away off the road to be able to make the same yearly income, if not way more, because it's going to be more, because I'm going to be home every day and I can run these side businesses on the side. But the text was that you're going to come in, you're going to be well compensated for, well looked after, because I've been there so long. They love me there. Everyone in the office already knows me. The drivers already know me. So what was funny about that meeting is I didn't expect him. And the meeting started was, the guy you're looking to replace, he's not retiring anytime soon. So then I didn't really switch my state and react to it in a bad way. I just like, where is this going with this meeting? And what a few sentences later he came up with, it's not really working out with my safety person. The HR and safety person, I think I'm going to have to let her go soon. Then I was like, whoa, okay. It's a way into the office, but not in the exact way I envisioned, but it's still what I wanted, right? It's still the end goal. So he was like, when I let her go in the new year, would you be willing to learn some of that work, doing the safety and the HR, the documenting of all the damage reports and the hiring, firing? I looked at him and right away I said, yeah, I can do that. I've been waiting for this a long time. These past few years, I just want to be home with my family every day, training with my clients, making videos with you guys, working with my one-on-one mindset coaching clients that work with me from my Instagram page, and just living the life that I have envisioned for the past year, and it all manifested and came to life. And that's what I wanted to teach you with this video, is that when I was trying to force the event, that I was pushing myself further away from it. But when I was just living with the feeling of already having it and my state of consciousness being equal to being that person now, acting that way now, interacting with other people as that person now, and how I would schedule my day to feel and think throughout it was of the successful version of me, with making double the income I was making as a long-haul trucker, living from home, making YouTube videos, working at the gym. Now these all came to life, and I was just so excited to make a video about it. So I thank you for sticking with me this long. I know this video was a little longer than my usual ones, but I wanted to make it kind of like a success story video, whatever you want to call it. I had a pleasure making this video with you today. I thank you for watching this one, and we will see you on the next video. Keep pushing forward and believe.